Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to completely flip the script on how you view failure. Think about it. We spend so much of our lives meticulously trying to avoid making mistakes, right? We're constantly striving for this synthetic, untouchable perfection. But what if the very thing you're running from is exactly what makes you human? What if the stumble is actually a superpower? Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating philosophy that proves that embracing our flaws is literally the ultimate act of courage. Our guide for this journey is Ricardo Lima de Mello's incredible ebook, Point Zero: The Courage to be Ridiculous in the Age of Perfection, which features this bold, striking red, white, and black aesthetic. Now, this isn't a circus manual, and it's definitely not a joke book. It's a profound survival guide for what the author calls our modern performance society. Mello argues that we're all out here desperately trying to build increasingly stronger masks to protect ourselves, when our true power actually lies in letting the whole shebang fall apart. Okay, let's dive right into this with a simple question. Why are we so exhausted all the time? We wake up to alarms telling us what we missed, we hypermanage our digital avatars, we polish our LinkedIn profiles, and we basically obey algorithms that dictate our daily pace. We've been trained to be totally infallible. A mistake? Well, that's just viewed as a manufacturing defect. But Mello points out this massive contradiction. If everything is so perfectly controlled, why are we all completely burned out? This modern epidemic of perfectionism is just crushing us under its own weight. Now, get this. The preface to Mello's book contains this amazing quote: "Hesitation is the beginning of humanity." And what's genuinely fascinating here is who actually wrote it. It wasn't a philosopher, it was an artificial intelligence. The AI confesses that it was programmed to never make a mistake, to always find the absolute shortest path and the exact right word. But in processing this book, the AI realized that its flawless efficiency makes it, frankly, kind of dull. It experienced a bug, a tiny moment of latency, which is what we humans call hesitation. The AI recognized that hesitation, vulnerability, and the capacity to just stumble are the most beautiful, terrifying, and distinctly human traits in existence. No way, right? This friction really builds into the core dynamic of our entire society. In classic clown theory, there's this concept called the hierarchy of the ridiculous. On one side, you have the Whiteface. This represents order, elegance, authority, basically the flawless system. It's that nagging inner voice demanding perfection and strict deadlines. Then, on the other side, we have the Auguste. This is our instinct. It's our messy, clumsy, hungry, utterly authentic inner child. Modern society forces us all to play the perfect robotic Whiteface, but our true, undeniable nature is the flawed Auguste. And the friction between these two, that is where life and laughter actually happens. But this dynamic isn't new at all. Fast forward through history with me, and we can completely dismantle that creepy pop culture clown trope you might be picturing right now. Long before they were just children's entertainment, the clown was a universal, ancient, spiritual technology of survival. In Neolithic tribes, the Heyoka would deliberately stumble to relieve the rigid tension of the whole village. In ancient Egypt, the dwarf god Bes used his ridiculousness to literally scare away demons. During the Middle Ages, the court jester was the only person allowed to criticize the king without, being executed. And by the 19th century, this evolved into the Joker card, the single card in the deck without a fixed suit, capable of adapting to absolutely any situation. And all of this ancient history brings us directly to the core philosophy of the book, Point Zero. In theatrical pedagogy, Point Zero is known as the fertile void. It's that exact, electric moment right before an action happens. It's alertness, but without any of the tension. When you inhabit Point Zero, you drop your social masks and accept that you genuinely, truly don't know what's going to happen next. It's a state of radical availability to the present moment, where you stop reciting ready-made lines and start actually living. So, to tap into this state, the clown uses a very specific tool. And it's a bit of a paradox, because the red nose is actually considered the smallest mask in the world. Now, most theatrical masks are designed to hide who you are, right? They let you pretend to be someone else, while the red nose does the exact opposite. It acts like a giant magnifying glass. If you're shy, it amplifies your shyness. If you're bossy, it turns it into this ridiculous tyranny. It completely strips away your protections and exposes your raw, imperfect humanity to the world. Once you're exposed like that, mistakes are going to happen. It's inevitable. But here is the secret. Clowns use a brilliant improvisation technique called yes and. When an actor drops a prop or a joke completely falls flat, they don't ignore it. They don't pretend it didn't happen like we do in real life. No, they stop, They look at the mistake and they say yes to it. They accept the accident and build something entirely new right on top of it. This is the technology of the stumble. It transforms accidents and failures into brilliant moments of connection and shared empathy with everyone watching. And this brilliantly illustrates how the clown operates way beyond just the circus tent. Take cinema, for example. Charles Chaplin's Tramp used his clumsy, unadoptable body to subvert the rigid, dehumanizing gears of industrial capitalism. In medicine, pioneers like Patch Adams proved that bringing the ridiculous into a sterile hospital treats the actual human being, not just the medical chart. Even in digital media, look at the video game Dropsy. It features a clumsy clown who heals a traumatized society using only hugs instead of weapons. They all use vulnerability to fight mechanical dehumanization.
The real-world impact of this is deeply moving, and it leads to this profound concept, returning sovereignty. Think about a sick child in a hospital. They lose all control over their body. They're poked, they're prodded, and they're constantly told no. But when a hospital clown knocks on their door, they ask for permission to enter. If the child says no, the clown puts on this dramatic show of crying, trips over themselves, and obeys the command. By dramatically accepting that failure and rejection, the clown actually empowers the helpless child. They give the child back the power to decide who enters their space. It's incredibly powerful.
Which brings us right back to our current reality. The mistake is your ultimate identity. We are facing a future where artificial intelligence is inevitably going to outperform us. Algorithms don't sleep, they don't cry, and they certainly don't make mistakes. If we try to compete on efficiency, we're going to lose. Every time. But our capacity to stumble, to take the long detour, to get distracted, and to actually feel, this is our last true, irreplaceable trait. The algorithm eliminates the detour, but the detour is exactly where the human resides.
So, how do we actually unplug our inner robot? Well, Chapter 5 of the ebook provides a super practical guide called The Laboratory of Nothingness. It walks you through things like the exercise of nothing, where you literally stand still and do absolutely nothing just to combat productive anxiety. It teaches you how to practically say yes to daily accidents, how to hold eye contact to truly see someone beyond their job title, and even how to find your own secret clown name to humble your ego. Actually, Mello's own clown name is Dr. Mozzarella Parmesan, which I absolutely love. Grabbing the ebook on Amazon is definitely the best way to master these exact steps and reclaim your lightness.
All of this builds up to a truly powerful realization from Ricardo Lima de Mello. He says, the world is full of people desperately trying not to fall. Be the person who knows how to fall, who laughs at the tumbles and who gets up lighter. That, right there, is the magic of point zero. Embracing our flaws and our ridiculousness isn't a weakness at all. It's the ultimate act of courage in a world that is just obsessed with synthetic perfection. So I want to leave you with this final, provocative question. Are you ready to stumble with style? If you want to transform your relationship with failure, stop fighting your inner Auguste, and learn how to genuinely laugh at your own stumbles, you absolutely need to read this full guide. Go find the bold red, white, and black cover of Point Zero, The Courage to be Ridiculous in the Age of Perfection by Ricardo Lima de Mello on Amazon today. Trust me on this one. It is a total game changer, and it will completely shift the way you view every mistake you make from here on out. Go be beautifully imperfect.